I know that most of you come to this channel for roguelike games, but I'm not just a roguelike gamer. I enjoy all kinds of games, and one genre of game that I really enjoy, even though it performs like garbage on my channel, is a puzzle game. I love puzzle games, and I love just, like, good logic puzzles. And this is a good logic puzzle game. In fact, it is the second of the good logic puzzle games. This is Minesweeper Variants 2, 14 Minesweeper Variants 2, which is the sequel to 14 Minesweeper Variants, which was a game that released, I don't know, like 2 years ago, something like that. We did a full series on the channel. This is a game that is exactly what it sounds like. It is 14 variants of Minesweeper. And that may sound boring, but the reality is that there's absolute brilliance in this little game, and this is the demo for the new version coming out. It releases Q2 of 2024, and I will probably be picking it up and playing it, even if I don't record it for YouTube, because I loved the first game. So let's play and see what's going on here in 14 Minesweeper Variants 2. So we'll have our first puzzle here, which is a vanilla Minesweeper puzzle. I have to beat it, right? This is vanilla. So if you don't know what Minesweeper is, first of all, there's a good chance that you were born post 2005, and also a good chance that you were born yesterday at the same time. Minesweeper is a brilliant little logic game that basically says, hey, in this grid of numbers, when you have a number, that indicates how many mines are in the 8 spaces surrounding that number. So here you can see a 4, that means that there are 4 mines somewhere around there. Now, how do we know where? Well, we use logical deduction based off of the other numbers that are around it. In this case, you see a 7. If we had an 8, then all 8 of the squares surrounding that 8 would have to be marked. And over here, you can see what a final board would look like if we, were to fill out a board, which we're going to do right now. So this first level we're gonna do is just it's just vanilla. It's a vanilla 5x5 Minesweeper map, and hopefully I don't completely botch this, because that would be, I mean, frankly, it would just be sad. It is, I think, the reality of the situation. So, we have a 0. I know for the record that we can mark all 3 of the spots surrounding that 0 as safe, which is good. Now, they have implemented some wonky stuff, such as these question marks, which basically mean that I don't know what is in that space. But I can make a pretty logical deduction here of what is in that space. It's a 0, okay? It's a 0. Now, how do I know that? Logical deduction. This has to have a mine touching it, which means there's a mine in one of these 2 spots. If there's a mine in one of these 2 spots, then this sucker can't have a mine in any of these 3 spots. So all 3 of these are safe, right? Now, we don't know which one of these has the mine, but we know that there's a mine there. In the same way, we know that with this 2, those 2 have to be mines. So I can immediately click that. This 3 gets a little wonky. Just looking at this 3, you're a pain for sure, because that means that one of these 2 has a mine. This is where we can get in and we can draw, right? And I think that there's value in me drawing, and I like drawing. So we know that we have basically in these spots, there's a mine between these 2. Then let's change our color here. This 3 here is interesting too, because there's a mine in 3 of these 4 spots, which, I mean, it's valuable to know, right? In the same way with this 4 is actually kind of interesting. We can look at you too. That means there's a mine in 3 of these 4 spots, because he's already touching this guy. And now my board looks like a total mess because I drew all over it. The interesting thing about these puzzles, by the way, is they're built in a way where you never have to guess. Like, there is a logical deduction that you can come to in this game, which I think it's exciting for us. because it helps us to build out a little bit more knowledge. So here's what I'm thinking, and there's a chance that this is not the logical deduction, but we can at least think about it. So this 4 and this 4, since we know that these 4, 3 of them are filled, right? When you look at this 4, if it ends up being these 2 have mines, right? Then this 3 essentially, like, it's either these 2 or these 2 or these 2, but this 4 will be covered by all of those there. In fact, that's actually even more interesting. This 4 has to have this is the logical deduction we needed. I found it. So this 4 has to have one of these 2, right? And then this 3 has to have 3 of these 4. So this 4 must see 3 from this 3, right? And 1 from this 4. But I suppose that could be shared. Like this is now fair game. Basically, I was trying to rule out this tile here, but I don't necessarily think I can rule out that tile, right? I think the reality is that this is probably like a guarantee right here. So I'm going to mark. I clicked it, man, instead of marking it as I meant to mark it as a mine, not click it, okay? And now we've lost. So I just clicked the mine again. Can we just let's get back to basics here. We know that these 3 are safe. I know this. I marked the wrong mine. Okay, I would like to just get a new puzzle. This is how it goes sometimes. Can we restart the puzzle? I want to skip this level. Give me a new one because I royally messed that one up. Okay, this 4. We can immediately do that, which is a pretty good situation for me. We can also mark these because of the 1-1 here. This 2 is now also marked, which means this is marked. This can be marked because this 2 shares with the 4 right here. Yeah. These can be marked. You're then marked. And I mean, we're just smooth sailing at this point. So 3 mines remaining, and we know, I think the reality is, I think it's this. Well, no, it can't be that because this 4, yeah, this 4 gets a little weird. I think it has to be this. No, it can't be that either. It has to be this. Because then this 4 is taken care of, this 4 is taken care of, 2. I feel good about that. Dude, I gotta stop. I knew that was, I knew that, I just clicked wrong, okay? I just clicked wrong. That's a horrible play by me. I'm very upset with myself. I just gotta remember that left clicking and right clicking are 2 different things here, okay? What do we know? What do we not know, right? We know that all of those are mines. We then know this is safe. We know that's safe. We know that's safe. We know that those are safe. We then know those are, I mean, we're just solving the entire thing now. We know that 2 have to go here, so we know this and this are safe. And then we know that that has to be a mine. 2 have to go here, so 1 has to go here. And then, I mean, how do you solve it, right? How do you solve it? So if if this is the mine, then that means this is not, and this is. Does that solve it? 2, 2, 1. That seems pretty good. If this is the mine, that means this also has to be the mine, and then you have 3. So the reality is this, and I will next level. So I've unlocked a new set, which is the vanilla 6x6. I would like to go back to the main menu. Now we have some variants that are different, right? It took me alarmingly long to complete that. Here's a horizontal, okay? So what is horizontal? Horizontal means that any mine must have a horizontally adjacent mine. Any mine must have a horizontally adjacent mine. Any number of horizontally adjacent mines. Okay, sure. Let's see how this goes, right? Let's see how this goes. So immediately like super weird. Super weird. But we know something with this one, right? Because if the mine is here, then that means there has to be a mine here, which means that this no longer works, right? So we know that that's safe and that's safe. In the same vein, that's safe and that's safe, which means that this is a mine. And then on top of that, that actually guarantees that this is a mine. I like that as a start. So I click the mine. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point, because you could have one here, right? All we knew was that this and this couldn't be mines. Okay, yeah. That's a good point. So this and this can't be mines. I mean, we now know that this is a mine. Which, yeah, is interesting. This 3 is more interesting. I don't think we know that this is a mine. What we do know is this cannot be a mine, right? So then that guarantees that that and that are mines. Because this 2 is then taken care of, that 2 is also taken care of. We also know that as a result, you... Hey, that wasn't a mine that time. Did you change my level a little bit? I guess we don't know what that is. Maybe I failed that because it was not a guaranteed logical conclusion. We know this must be a mine, which then completes this. And then we can start to just kind of... These just flow at this point. The 3-4. 3-4. The logic is just for this 3-4, right? This is technically not a 3-4 though, right? This is a 1-2 right now. You're a 1 and you're a 2 because you're already touching 3. So what do we know about 1-2s? There's a rule with 1-2s in Minesweeper, and it's just logic. This isn't something that you need to know. When you have a 1-2, it guarantees that this is a mine, and then it guarantees that this is a mine. Not that. It means that this is not a mine. Sorry, I had the logic wrong immediately. Because this 1 guarantees that one of these 2 spots has to be a mine because this 2 requires another. So we can say that this is safe, and we can say that this is a mine. Now, because of that being a mine, that means that one of these 2 has to be a mine. But let's think about our horizontal rule. We know that that has to be a mine as a result of that. That makes... It helps us, but it doesn't solve everything. So what logic am I still missing? I mean, this feels... Every mine must have a horizontally adjacent mine. So this is safe, right? Because you can't have a horizontally adjacent mine. So that's now a 4. Oh, it basically solves the puzzle. So that's very exciting. Okay, dude, I like horizontal. I like it. I unlocked a new set, which is the horizontal 6x6. You know what? Let's get a little crazy. Let's do the horizontal 6x6, and then we'll figure out what X is. So a horizontal 6x6, we'll keep it going. We know, based on our previous exercise, that the direct top and bottom of a 1 on a side has to be safe. And that includes 1s stacked on top of 1s. Now this is a lovely scenario, because that basically solves that entire section. And we can get that into. So now we have a lot of information. This 2 we know has to be like that. This 1 has to be like that. That does then guarantee that, well, it guarantees that, which I suppose guarantees that as well. This is effectively a 1-1, which means that this has to be safe. Yeah, feel good about that. And then it gets a little weird, because we actually know that this flag has to have a flag because of the horizontal rule. And then this is a little bit of a mess, so I'm just going to ignore it right now. That seems like a good thing for me to do. So what do we now know up here? The 3, 1, 2. We know that only one of these 3 can have a mine in it. And if one of those 3 has a mine in it, then there has to be a mine going next to them as well. But only one. So what is the logical conclusion here that guarantees it? I do not know. I do not know what that logical conclusion is. Maybe this 4 can teach us something? So he's currently a 3, because he's touching this guy. If he shares with the 1, then he becomes a 2. Don't really think that helps me a whole lot to understand that. What I think is the scenario is this 3. So we know that 1, yeah, this is exactly it, right? So we know that one of these 2 must be, yeah, I mean, we have a 1-2 rule, right? So we know that, whoa, hold on. You're a little wonky, actually. Because of this 3, I think we can confirm this tile is safe. Because if this tile was in, then that means that, no, I guess that actually checks out. So that is possible. Let's think about some other scenarios as well. So if this is the piece, then that means that that's gone, and that's gone, and then that's in. No matter what, these 2 have to be mines, is I believe the situation at hand. Because of this 3-1. I feel good about that. And then I also think that this can never be 1. Because one of these 2 has to be 1. So this can never be 1. Okay. That's good. I think I feel good about that. What do we know now? What do we know now? Horizontal rule does not help us a ton here. We do know that whatever here, oh, I'm in eraser mode. Let's take that off. Whatever is here directly translates to the space next to it. And that doesn't help us much, except for knowing whichever one it is ends up having a duplicate. If it were to be, I mean, let's experiment with it's this one, so that means there's a mine there. You become a 2, which then means that these cannot be, right? And then you could be either this or this. And that checks out on those. And then it's screwed. Oh, okay. So here's the logic. Here's the logical conclusion, okay? I found it. So if the mine is here, that turns this 2 into a 1. Which means that one of these 2 has to be the mine. It can't be this one because he then can't have a horizontal adjacent. So it has to be this one. In the same process then, you just saw what happened up here. That all falls apart. Right? I think. I think that's the logic they want me to come to. I think that means that this cannot be the mine. So this has to be. And then that fulfills that. This fulfills that. This then has to go adjacent like that. And then there's actually only 2 mines remaining, and they have to touch this 4. which is very exciting because that means that your mines have to be here. Take off your eraser. The mines have to be here. Because there's only 2 remaining. I love I can draw up here. I can just make a big smiley face if I want to. They have to be here because the 4 only touches 2 right now. So you require 2 mines, which are the remaining 2. These are horizontal. It fulfills the 3. It fulfills the 1. It fulfills the 3. I like it. I like it. I'm a big fan. Okay, good puzzle, dude. They're just nice, right? They're just good logic puzzles. Now, Xenomorph, send me. Cross, okay. This is cross. This level is also checkerboard colored. I got a lot of things to learn. So clues represent the number of mines in the colored cells and non-colored cells in neighboring 8 cells, unordered. You're gonna have to give me some pictures, my friend. So the clues represent the number of mines in the colored and non-colored in the 8 surrounding. Oh, frick me, dude. This is gonna break me. So this means that there is 1 in the gray and 3 in the black. This means, oh, it could be either. It could be either. Okay. So in this case, it was 3 in the gray, 1 in the black. Frick me. Okay, sure. This will break me for sure. So we know. We immediately know. Not everything, but we know some things. So this is very interesting, right? It's super duper interesting. There has to be 1 in all 8 of these squares. There has to be only 1 in gray and 1 in black, right? So with this guy, I almost want a different color for you. For this guy, if there are 0 in one of them, right? So assume that these are the 0s. That means that these have to be the 2s. That immediately breaks this, right? So the 0s have to be these. And then the 2 has to be for black. So that means that this is safe and this is safe. Now that immediately takes apart some stuff, right? Because now you are also the same thing, which is fun. Why is that fun, you may ask, Tyler? Because that means that this 2 cannot be these 2, because that breaks this having a 1. Aha, so that means one of our mines has to be here. That looks like a 4, it's supposed to be a flag. So one of our mines is there, that helps. It gets 1 on the board. Then we know that the 1 black has to be one of these 2. So this tile's safe and this tile's safe. And then one of these 2 is a mine. So click and click. Okay. We have new knowledge to unpack. I will continue to say that one of these 2 has to be a mine. And one of these 2 has to be a mine. I'm just gonna color code. Okay. This 0 is interesting though, because that means that there is 0 of a color in this box. Which is interesting. It's interesting, but I'm not sure I can make heads or tails out of why that's interesting. Okay, let's look at this 1-3, man. So the 3 tells you, this is a fun one. The 3 tells you that it's either 1, 2, 3, or it's 1, 2, 3, right? But we already know that the dark blues, you can only have 1 of there, so we can't have both of those be pink, which means that this, and this are all a mine. And then with the 1, we know one of these 2 has to be it, so that guarantees that this has to be safe. Okay. Very good logical deduction, Tyler. And then you now have 2, which means this is safe. Okay. And then you have your 2, so that means this is safe. You have your 1, but you don't have this one yet. And we don't know what those ones are, so that's okay. That's okay, so those are chilling. Brother, this is way more brain breaking than I was prepared for. You are a 1-1. That means that has to be a mine. Which then means, haha, this 0. So that means our 1 is this black. So that guarantees that all 3 of these are safe and this is your mine. In the same vein, this 0-1 we just got, this 1 is that mine. So that means that this is safe. This already has one of these 1s has a mine here. So that means that this has to be a mine and this is safe. And then you're a 2, which means that's a mine. And then the whole thing just unpacks, man. Which is amazing. This has to be safe. Because this 1-2, there's already a 2 and there's already a 1, so you're safe. And there's 2 remaining mines. It's actually a brilliant puzzle. I mean, it's an absolutely brilliant puzzle. I will go back to the main menu now. How do I unlock this? Clear 3 levels of 2x to unlock 2p. Do I want to do that? No, I'm gonna do another horizontal. We'll do a horizontal. I mean, I can do a 5x5. That unlocks G. I want to do one more of these. Okay. I'd like to exit my progress. Did I do this? Maybe I did this. This has to be safe. Okay. One of these 2 has to be safe, but it does mean that both of those have to be mines, which is cool. We also then know that that cannot be a mine, due to logic. It also means that these 2 must be mines. It then means this cannot be a mine, because this 4 already touches 3, so if we had a mine here, it would need to have a mine here, which it cannot. So that means the mine is here. This is bad, or safe. That means there has to be a mine here as well. Okay. And this 5, there has to be a mine here. Okay. And then this 4 is safe. Dude, the whole thing basically unpacks. This can't be a mine because it can't have a horizontal, so you're safe. I was really hoping you were going to give me a number. This 4 guarantees that you can't have... So you can have this, and then this would be out. Or you can have this, and this would be out. So it guarantees that this has to be a mine. We don't know which side it is yet. Oh, we actually know this 3, right? Because you have to be a mine. That's what we were missing. So then you have to be safe. And then there's 1 mine remaining. So this is safe, this is safe, this is safe, this is safe, and then you have to go here. Okay, very good. And then here's G, which goes down to something ridiculous, which we don't know. But let's play G. So this is group. Each continuous mine region is of size 4. Okay. So each continuous region is of size 4. So, gotcha. So, I mean, it's exactly what it says, right? Every continuous mine region we have has to have 4 mines in it. It can't have less, it can't have more. So, mines that are touching are considered a mine region, is the important thing. Okay, sure, let's try it. I immediately am broken by this, but I'm also not. So it basically means that you can't have a mine here, here, or here. Because if you had a mine there, then it has to be touching another mine, in which case this would break. But you could have, like, those 4. You could have, you know, these 4. It's all weird Tetronimos, brother. So we know that these are safe. 2 zeros is very valuable to have. So this is a mine. We know that this is safe due to the 1-2 rule, right? A 6 is crazy. So one of these 2 has to be a mine. The interesting thing about this mine is it actually guarantees that that's a mine because it has to have a group, right? Now that points a very interesting box right here. So because of these 2 existing, you can either have this be your group of 4, 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 this be, like, there's a lot of groups, but none of them can reach into this region, and then you can't have a group of 4 in this region. So this box is actually guaranteed to be safe, which is a huge, huge discovery for us. Because now, even more interestingly, say you have mines here, you can't have mines there, right? So this tile here must be a mine, right? So you have to be a mine. And then we know that this group of 4 has to continue to either this tile or this tile, which guarantees that all of these tiles are safe, which is so cool. And actually, we know that this 3, it can't be this, so that has to be a mine. What an interesting puzzle. And then the whole thing just unravels, and that's it. That's so fun. That's so fun. I love logic. Okay, let's do a 6x6 of the same thing. That was really enjoyable. So this one's a little trickier. So this 4, what do we know? So we could theoretically have this scenario, right? That is 2 new groups created, right? But you can't have this, right? You could have this. You can't. You could have this, actually, because you could end up with something like this. So I don't think that 4 is where you start. Not even a little bit. The 5 is... The 5 is really interesting, right? Because what if the 4 uses these? Well, now... And it has to, right? There has to be one in this area. Although I guess you could have... You could have something like this. There's nothing really harming you about that. He says. The thing is, we have to be able to rule out something as not, right? And so far, I'm really struggling with finding a not. Because that's valid. So, you know, we have this as a potential not. We already saw one where this was valid, so I can't really decide to do that. You could very easily do... Oh, you actually can't, right? Maybe this is guaranteed as a not. Okay, it definitely was not a not. Let's restart you. Could it be the 1 instead? I mean, I really struggle with that the 1 is your starter. Because I don't think that you can confirm that based off of this. So it has to be this 5 gives us some kind of logical deduction I'm not seeing. So if it is that bottom, right, then all 3 of those have to be fulfilled. But we also, I mean, theoretically know that this is a mine now. So it has to be those 4, which means it has to be this. So can we confirm that was a mine too? So the logical deduction is this being a 5. But boy, do I not understand why. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I marked the wrong mine. Excuse me? No, I'm clicking different things. You might think I'm crazy, right? So basically I'm playing on expert mode, right? Which says, you know, don't guess. There's always a logical deduction. So this is the logical deduction, but this is a guess. We don't know based on that. This one's hard, and I'm going to skip it. And now we're gonna try again. This is not horizontals. I'm an idiot. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. The The groups are they're tricky. They're easy once you get them going, but they're really tricky to start. That's my issue. Like what am I missing here that gives you the start? Like I actually don't see a start here. Cause this one can go, well, it can't be this, right? It can't be that. So then one of those two has to be, so I mean this does help a lot. And then that has to be touching for sure. This is technically a 2-1, so that has to be a mine. This 2 could be 1-2, and then continues that way. It'd have to go all the way across at that point. Or it could be a kaboink right there. But then it still has to go that way. So no matter what, that's a mine due to grouping dilemmas. And then as a result, well, no, these could be mines. Because then that could be your foursome there. But this could also, I mean, this is still fine. It's not fine. This cannot be fine because this 3, one of them has to go here. And then if one goes here, then that would mean that has to be one. So this has to be your mine. Okay, and then that confirms that. Now, this is where it could get wonky because it could still be this, and then, you know, this one just has something else going on. So I don't think you can make a logical conclusion based off of that. As for this 2, we know one of these has to be a mine because this is now a 1-1. So one of these 2 has to be the mine. This 3, I mean, theoretically, this does everything. You can do this, and then these can extend in some other direction. I fear that now I need to utilize this 3, which is terrifying, because I feel like I don't have enough knowledge over here. There's so many different potentials that can be. So it has to be down here. So if it's this, that means that has to be. If it's this, that means it straight up can't be that, and then one of these 2 has to be. If it's this, I think that's one of the tickets that I haven't utilized in my brain, is you can guarantee safe spaces based off of the surroundings of groups of 4, okay? So if it's this, that means this is safe. It doesn't mean this is safe. It would mean that's safe, and it would mean that's safe. But if instead we had this group of 4, it would guarantee that's safe and that's safe. So what does that confirm? It would also mean that this is safe, and it would mean that's safe. But all that really confirms to me is that this space right here is guaranteed safe, and maybe that gives us the number we need. That's a number, brother. That's a damn number. So you're now a 4, which is both filthy and interesting, because let's go back to the assumption that it's this now. That would mean that these 2 have to be mines. And I actually think that I just like that, right? Because even if it's this, these 2 have to be mines. Well, I suppose... No, because then this, completely falls apart. I gotta think in terms of 4s. If this is it, then all of those leave. if this is it, then that leaves, and that is, which then means that leaves. And then those have to be. I don't think I did enough knowledge of... I wish that I could get that color back. I don't know. Oh, here's your color picker. Can I don't know how to get that color back. Okay, we're gonna have a slightly different blue. That's actually surprisingly close. Am I an RGB genius? There's a chance. Okay. We're good. We're good. So if it was this, that would mean that those go away. And then you require 3, which is not possible because you're not a part of a foursome. So it has to be red in this scenario. Oh no. Undo it. Undo it. So it can't be that. Really? So it has to be this. And then that clears up that. And it clears up that. And it means that. I don't know why I really didn't like the logical conclusion. That's definitely not that, Tyler. That means it has to be... It has to be this. Oh, I had some kind of logic way wrong in there. And that's fine, okay? That's really, it's quite okay. I messed up, and that is good. It's good. This 3 will end, well, it doesn't necessarily end. I don't like groups, man. I don't like groups, because one of these 2 ends this group. But you could have this. And that's fair. You could have this. Or you can have this. Oh, there's only 2 mines remaining, so it has to be this, because this 3 still needs 1. Which then means that all of these have to be good. And then it has to continue to there. Frick me, dude. It is actually ridiculously hard. It can't be you. That solidifies that. Very good. It has to be one of these 2. All of those are safe. This then has to be like that. It's a very nice start for me. Now I break. now I am completely broken. I've been bested by the game at this point. There has to be a mine in here, which means that starts a chain reaction down through here. Right? So this 3 like sucks the big one, man. It only makes I really thought that was logical, because it only makes sense that, well, I guess what it means, oh, that's wrong too? And that's wrong? What the frick? Restart my level. Oh, you gave me... Oh, this is not a new level. Never mind. This is safe. Those are safe. This is safe. That's the start we know. Those then have to be mines. That we know. There's 1 between these 2. And there's 1 between these 2. Which makes total sense, right? Makes total sense. This is technically a 1-2. But it's a 1-2 that is not advantageous to me to utilize a 1-2 rule. All that we know is that no matter which one of these, it trickles down to one of these. But it could be this, right? Which then means that you're not, you are, which is still fair game. It's not fair game. Well, it could be this. And then that's fair game. I think no matter what, this has to be. Yeah. Yeah, you have to be. That's logical. Then... Then what the hell do you know? Well, you're now a 1, right? So we know that it can't be this. Do we know it can't be this? I don't think so, but I think we know it can't be this. Yeah, because the only way that you would be able to create a 4 from here is going up this way, which now creates a 5, because you can't do this because of this. So we know this is safe. Just give me one piece of knowledge, game. I'm not asking for much, okay? I would have loved one piece of knowledge. We know there's going to be 3 more mines in this region. So this Tetronimo has 3 mines in it. We know there's going to be 2 mines in this region. So that's now 5 mines. And then the last 4 are going to be in this region. Now, does that help me at all? It looks pretty because I put a bunch of colors on the board. But the reality is it really does not help me to solve the puzzle in the slightest. This also could have gone out further, I suppose. I'm missing some piece of logic with this over here. Is it with the 2? I don't think it's with the 2 because he could go a lot of different directions with this. So it has to be this 3 that's the problem. If it's here, then it's this. Okay, that's the trick. We know that this is safe, and that blows this up. Because now you have to be like that, and now we have a lot more things to think about. Because we know that this can't be it, right? Because there's no way to connect it. So this has to be it, which blows up that. Okay, and this has to be safe as well. And then this 2 just completely obliterates it. Because now you guys are safe. And then we know that this has to be a mine no matter what. We just don't know if this or this is a mine. But we know that this is not. Now at 2, there's 3 mines remaining. There's 1 between these 2 tiles, and then there's 2 that connect over here in some way. It's either this, or this, or this. It can't be the greens. It definitely can't be this. That's the kicker, and that's the one that's going to help us to pull this apart, I think. Because now that means that it can't be this, because that splits it. So this has to be a mine. And then because you have to be a mine, this can't be a mine. So that has to be safe, which means that this 3 must have a mine here, which solves that duo. You are good, and then you must be there. Okay, I feel good about that because we brought it back from a really messy life and managed to solidify things. That's gonna do it for this video though. 14 Minesweeper Variants is a brilliant little game, as you can tell if you've made it this far in the video. I love it, and I think it's a lot of fun, and I think it's really cool, and I like good logic puzzles, man, which is exactly what this is. I may be horrible at it, and you may be screaming at your computer / phone / tablet, but in the end, that's part of the fun. So I'm probably gonna play this when it comes out. I'm gonna warn you now, so get your juices flowing for yelling at me in the comment section. But it'll be fun when it happens. Hey, thanks for watching today. We will have a new game for you tomorrow. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like on it. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another game. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.